Buddy the dog. You performing for the camera again? Sure. Yeah, so today, as much as I'd like to play with my own toys like this, which has been sitting here for months, I can't do it. I got more stuff to go do for others. And so we are gonna get started right after this. All right, welcome back. If you haven't seen my videos before, Ross the Oliver Man. I'm trying to knock stuff off the list, friends, that people have assembled for me. And so we need to go work on a 1955, which has two problems. Number A, it is blowing. Well, he said the lights don't work, so I assume it blew the fuse, so we need to check that out. And then number B, the steering column won't telescope anymore. And that is unfortunate because I'm about 99% sure that it did. And the other thing that's unfortunate is the tractor is totally restored, and that always makes it more stressful because we can't be too rough with anything. In other words, we don't want to grind off his paint. So that makes it more stressful. But I'm hoping that a little bit of magic will do the thing. You know what I'm saying? Also, I realized, sadly enough, that I forgot to do something else important for somebody. So I'm going to go do that now. And that is try to get a little block-off plate for that 1800 that we went and worked on. Scrounging on the internet, nobody has that by itself, but I think I have a junk block over here that I can rob it off of. Well, engine block, you're going back to nature, aren't you? And of course, the side that I need is the side that's upside down. So sure. Sure, all kinds of God's creatures have been living under there. This may be more difficult than it appears. I wouldn't care if they twisted off, to be honest with you. Good, one. Well, there's another kind of a spider. I see multiple types of spiders right here where we're working. Ooh, yeah. Nastiness, friends. All right, that was a success. And don't cry over that block, it's junk. So, but I don't throw stuff away because of things like this. A simple piece of metal that's going to make a tractor live. So I will get this sent out to him. All right, we're off to see the Wizard. No, we're off to see the 1955. So we'll see how that pans out. Hopefully I can get both things fixed relatively simply, although I will say that I had one 1955, which it doesn't matter that it was a 1955. It could be 17, 18, 19, 16, whatever. I had one time where the steering column wouldn't telescope, and it had other troubles, and I got to messing with it, and it was the worst one I'd ever encountered. I had to take it, I was able to do it through the dash hole, but I got it unbolted from the steering motor and took the whole thing with me, and I had to absolutely heat it up red hot to get it apart because it was so full of rust. It is amazing that it would even turn in any direction. And actually what it was doing to him was it would lock up sometimes, and it's because it was so full of trash. It just it blew my mind how full of trash it was. I don't believe that this one will be that bad, but if it's never been apart, I don't really know what we will encounter. So we're gonna try our darndest, but we may also cause a lot of sadness too. You never know. All right, we're at the dog farm, which isn't a dog farm anymore. Looks a lot different without dogs. Oh. And I'm pretty sure that I put a battery disconnect on this one too. So let's figure this out. Yes, I did. Well, now, that's not what I expected. Okay, everything works but the flashers. Well, that's unfortunate, friends, because that means it's down in there further. I don't know where I need to set you down, but I need to not set you on nicely painted metal. I don't want to get yelled at. There. A little finagling. I got it to telescope, but now it's not, there it is. I'm gonna say it's not locking. Okay, we're going to try to gently spray some Zep while we're here and let it just soak down in there. But it's kind of got some black nasties, and black nasties translate into stuff that makes stuff stick, and so that's part of the problem. So there's that. Now, the other thing I need to do in order to figure out the flasher situation, I'll probably have to pull the top off of the dash, which of course I probably didn't bring Allen-headed stuff, and I don't know if I don't know if he will have any or not. But at least we don't have to tear this steering column apart, because I'm not a fan of doing such things. I guess I could take this off to get down in there. I don't remember where the flasher is. on this one. This is a later one, you see, because it's got your stop control on the side and the key is on the side over there, which is dandy. But I'm thinking that the easiest way to be would probably be to take this panel loose and let it hang, and then I can see in there and figure out where I'm going from here. But so far, I guess it's not a bad thing. It's just, it's not what I expected, so sure. All right, I got that cleaned up, and I've been spraying some Zep down in. You can see there's a little part of the seal that is not very good, so that's where the moisture gets in, but that's also where the Zep can get in now. So we're gonna hope that that fixes that, because basically this tractor sits inside 100% of the time, and there's not much risk of, you know, rainwater getting down in there and causing trouble. It's gonna just be moisture from sitting. So I don't think I would recommend taking that apart right now, because that's gonna skin all this stuff up, and then it'll look, yeah. Now for our flasher affair, we're gonna see if we can get all these screws out and have a peek, because I was thinking that the flasher is right behind here. I might be wrong. It's been a day or two since I've been in this one, but I think that's what it is. And if I do it right, I'll lose all the hardware too. There it is. All right, we might be the best case scenario here too. It looks to me like this is fried. So let's get this off of there. Let's let that hang. That should hang fine. Boy, it looks like, doesn't it look like it got moisture in it too? From where it was laying, because it was laying like this in there. It looks like it filled up with moisture. Now, that's kind of concerning, because how could this thing fill up with moisture so bad sitting in the shed? Because that's what this does. It never goes anywhere or does anything. It sits there. So the only thing is, maybe maybe it will do better in here, because this is a nicer building that's finished. So maybe it will stay nicer in here. I don't know. But the last time we really messed with this was 2022. Looks like to me. That's when we did the servicing and everything. And since then, it's just basically sat. I don't know if he might have drove it back and forth to the stop sign and back or something, but I don't think it's been, yeah, I don't think anything else has been done. So I'm gonna run to town and get a new flasher and then we'll go from there. I wish I could remember if I put this in or if this was already in there. I might have put it in because well, I can't say that. This was a restored tractor, so I don't remember what I did versus what they did. But I know that I don't know that I did that. I can't remember. We'd have to look back, and it's probably not on video because it's probably before YouTube time. But what I'm saying is, I remember that he wanted the lights working, and the lights weren't working correctly all the way. So I did some of the wiring on lights and other little piddly things to this tractor. I know I had to put fuel return tees on it because that was leaking right away. And I think I put a hydraulic hose or two on it here and there. And serviced it all because he wanted to know that it was, you know, when it had been serviced and that it had been serviced. What else did I do to it? Battery cut off. I think I put this trim piece on it. It was missing that. It was missing a couple little doodads too. I think I put another step on it. A fender handle. But basically it was intact. I mean, like you see it, there was nothing really outrageously wrong with it. I mean, it just needed a little bit of stuff to make it 100% perfect, and it was probably about 97 to 98% perfect the way it was when he bought it. So yeah, I'm just making sure that I don't need anything else, but I don't think I do. So we will go to town and I will bring you back, and hopefully we will have flashing when we get back, and we will see what happens. All right, friends, we are back from town, and we are going to make this happen, I hope. I'm still puzzled at how water got into that, because it was tucked up under the dash. And there's just really no, I don't know. It would just be very difficult for that to happen. I should probably check and make sure that it works before I do this. Let's see if we got no flashy flash. What the heck? Well, that's unfortunate. Okay, there's more problems. I wonder if the steering motor going up pulled the wire off the back of the switch. Oh boy, I knew it couldn't just be simple. Oh. Okay. Oh, okay. I remember now. I remember now something important. But then I'm also getting text messages, so yeah. So what I did, I guess I did this, and it probably wasn't making a good ground just now. I put in a relay to take the power away from, to take the load off the switch And you're gonna say, why? Well, because of that right there. He pulls that wagon with it, and it's got all kinds of flashers and lights on it, and it was putting a heck of a load on. Uh-oh. Now I got nothing. Friends, conditions are worsening. There we go. There we go. Okay. I'm confused about this switch though. Something's not right. Now I've got that and nothing else. No headlights. So did I blow the fuse for the lights? No. Boy, there's moisture. It feels like there's moisture on that too. I'm puzzled, friends, why I'm not having any success here. There we go. Okay, this tractor's still wired up. Let's see if we can put it together before something goes wrong, because right now we're not having great success at any of this. Be awesome if that would have went all the way to the ground, so I'd have had to get down. There we go. Actually, it's getting hot in here. All right, headlight switch, please. Okay. It's working now. Our backlight's working on all our gauges. Yes, that's another important thing. When you take one of those panels off, it sometimes doesn't do the thing. Now, why is it doing that? I think that should have started already. nicely. Friends, I think we're gonna call that fixed. I gotta answer the phone now again, and then I'll wrap this up. All right, friends, we're gonna call this a success. It went a lot different than I thought it was going to when I showed up, but at least it went, you know? It could have been worse, and I'm just glad it worked out the way it did. It was just bizarre stuff. Like, why would that get water in it? Or, you know, that was the problem with both pieces. And I'm really puzzled about that flasher unit, because how could it get moisture in it? That's just weird. Unless I probably didn't put that flasher unit in. It was probably the one that was in here. So maybe it got that in from times before when it was like pressure washed and stuff, and I don't know, it was working, so I used it. Because that's not the brand that I would usually get. So that's how I am arriving at. I probably didn't put the flasher unit in, but I did put that relay in to take the load off it, because it's running so many lights on this parade trailer, this people haul, or whatever you want to call it. So anyway, yeah, it's ready for another family outing or whatever he wants to do with it. Parade, tractor drive, it's good to go. Everything on it should be perfect. And so that's how we're gonna leave it. We're gonna walk away before anything goes wrong. So yeah, but anyway, I'm happy with it. We could fix it. It was simple, and that's all that matters. So until next time, friends, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. After watching what you just saw, do you feel like your IQ has dropped lower than your credit score? Well, there's no reason that both of us should be miserable, so go ahead and hit that thumbs up and leave a comment. That stuff costs you nothing, and it really helps me out. Your banker may not approve, but I know mine will. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.